Welcome to Mullet and Chips, the fanzine for the Ilford District Churches Football League. Today's edition covers the matches on Saturday the 10th of February. Before we cover the results and action photos, here is some footage from Team Talk where our speaker Joel Colthart, player with Emmanuel FC, spoke very clearly to us all.
I've got a few questions before I start, and it's a game called Guess the Striker. So this striker played for AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus. Oh, I didn't even get to the end. Ibrahimovic, yeah, you're right. Okay, guess this striker. Stockbridge Park Steels. AS Colts, FC Halifax. Jamie Vardy, you're right. Alright, the last one. Crystal Palace, Arsenal. Ian Wright. Ian Wright. Yeah, well done. Come on, Derek. What number did Ian Wright wear? 8. Was Ian Wright left-footed or right-footed? Did he wear Adidas or Nike boots? Nike boots. See, I could tell you all of that stuff about Ian Wright. Everyone knows Ian Wright, right? Yeah. You know, my wife says to me, how do you know so much about all of these footballers? Pretty much any footballer I can say, oh yeah, he's right-footed, he's left-footed, he plays in this position, he went to that club. We all know so much about these footballers. But she says, when I send you to the shop and say, can you remember butter and milk, I can only come back with butter. You see, we all know a lot about these footballers. But if we were to knock on their door, do they know us? If we were to see them on the street, say, Ian Wright, I've supported you since I was young, I know you're right-footed, I know you wear Nike boots. But he'll say, I don't know you. The Bible says this in Matthew 7. Not everyone who calls out to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who actually do the will of my Father in heaven will enter. On judgment day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, we prophesied in your name and cast out demons in your name and performed many miracles in your name. But I will reply, I never knew you. Get away from me, you who breaks God's law. You see, it's not enough to know about God. Many of us have been coming to Team Talk for years. Many of us have played in this league for years. You've heard a lot about God. You've heard a lot about people's journeys in coming to know Christ and how He's turned their life around. And you go out, you play football, you live your life and you move on. My prayer this morning is that we move from knowing about God to knowing Him. We're in February, and this year already, I've heard a 31-year-old pass away, a 33-year-old pass away, and a 34-year-old pass away. All unexpectedly. Life is not guaranteed. But there's hope. John 1:12 says this, but to all who believe Him and accepted Him, He gave the right to become children of God. So believe and accept what? Believe that Christ died for my wrongdoings against God, that God rose Him from the dead, and through my belief in Him, I am made right in God. That's how I move from knowing about God to knowing God, to beginning a relationship. He says that we become children of God. Children gives you certain access, you know. When my son comes to me and asks for anything, I'm a soft touch. I'll give him anything. You know, anything he wants. I love him so much, I want to protect him, I want to do all that. That's what we move from when we become children of God. When we believe and accept, we move from knowing about Him to getting this access of everything that God can offer. I made that decision when I was 17 years old. And you know, since I've been 17, God has given me purpose. He's given me provision. Everything I've needed in life He's given to me that I've needed. I've never gone short. He's given me peace that surpasses any understanding. You know, when bad things have happened, when tough things have happened, I've had a peace that you shouldn't have and that a lot of you don't have. And He's given me power over things that used to have hold over me. So this morning, my prayer is that you guys move from a place of knowing about God, knowing about Christ, to moving into a relationship, to moving into believing and accepting, so that we may know Him, so that when we knock on His door, He says, come right in. I've got a banquet waiting for you. Thank you.
We also had some awards. Aaron Ifill of TLF had the highest number of players at Team Talk. Our manager of the month went to Moses Malongi of A&M, received on his behalf by Dan Mbaku. So the match results are as follows. Premiership, A&M FC 0, Upney FC 0, Emmanuel FC 1, Apex Stars 3, TLF FC 1, Citygates FC 5. Championship, AS Athletic 3, GDSTP 1, Challenge FC 2, Herc Rangers 5, KPC 0, Amro FC 0. The Premiership table shows that Apex Stars, following their fine win against Emmanuel, have closed to within 2 points of A&M, who drew 0-0 with Utley. The top of the table clash in the Championship between newbies KBC and Amro ended in another 0-0 draw. Danball was seen again in action as Amro only played the match with 10 men, as they did for a previous match, again getting a result. The draw allowed last season's champions AS Athletic close to within 1 point. Hurt Rangers also just a further 2 points away with 2 matches still to play. For the Golden Boot, we see Apex's Siddiqui Bagayoko starring with 16 goals, ahead of the next man Desmond Owusu of A&M. For the Championship Silver Boot competition, we have Adelson Santos leading with 13 goals. So that's a wrap for this week. Only 2 further matches to go to conclude our league programme. A number of teams are still in the mix, so who can find that run of fine form to tip the league's trophy their way? As we know, it remains a close run thing in both divisions. So, see you again soon. Bye.